For the past 10 years, I've conducted numerous workshops on resilience and job burnout. There are common denominators affecting literally all branches across all sectors, where work and family demands increasingly come into conflict with each other. When there is this imbalance between the sprint and recovery cycle of stress at work and having no time for relaxation and recuperation, the physical and mental toll will eventually begin to show. We have to become far more disciplined in finding that time for what is most important in our life, which is the relationship to self and the relationship to our loved ones. We will start this course with some of the very basic issues connected to job burnout and how to build more resilience and vitality in coping with the growing demands of integrating work and family life.
We're going to take this step by step and first look at some of the typical symptoms of job burnout. In extreme cases, we're looking at complete physical and mental fatigue, concentration and memory problems, lack of sleep, a constant irritability, and an emotional detachment and withdrawal from family and friends, with a generally weak immune system combined with a constant bout of colds and flus or migraine. Such a breakdown often has a long history going back many years, with the individual pushing hard while neglecting self-care, being constantly in a hurry and having no time for leisure activities. Time is money is the essence. If we look at the 5 jobs most affected by burnout syndrome, these are often jobs that are dictated by external circumstances with lots of time pressure, such as doctors and nurses, emergency response workers. People in the retail and fast food industry are typically those staff that are low paid and having to work under a lot of time pressure, while social workers and teachers have high expectation on themselves, while teachers are often also at the same time having to deal with the dynamics in a classroom. While those jobs least affected by burnout are those with a relaxed external environment, or often those jobs that are done in nature, like those of a gardener or landscaper. In working under a lot of time pressure, team members and supervisors often have little opportunity in giving positive feedback and recognition. There might also be plenty of digital distractions and a disconnect between the job expectation and the actual work situation. Low salaries are coupled with little opportunity for advancement. It's a natural human need to be seen and to be heard, to feel intellectually stimulated, and to have the opportunity of developing individual skills and talents, and also having a healthy work-life balance. We have to look here at both the work environment and the social environment, the organization and the relationships within that organization, work procedures, working times, and so forth, as well as the family situation of the individual and the home and living conditions, also coupled with the individual expectations and some hereditary factors. You might already be feeling constantly stressed out and fatigued, and I'll tell you why you need to do something at the early stage of feeling exhausted and fatigued. Negative stress is a major health risk, with such long-term risks as high blood pressure, heart disease, and even stroke. Also, memory loss and reduced brain function. Weight gain is another factor. Also, moodiness, depression, and anxiety attacks, coupled with sleep problems.
In session 1, we took a look at some of the symptoms and causes of mental and physical fatigue. Now in session 2, we'll take a closer look at the mind-body connection and the thought process on what happens in the brain when we are under duress, when we suffer from negative stress, and I'll show you some tools and methods of how to change the thought process into bringing the body back into a more relaxed mode. Stress nearly always starts with a thought that triggers a body reaction emitting stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline, putting the body into fight or flight mode. We all know of those dancing monkeys in the head, those sleepless nights where we look at events of the past, traumatic experiences and occurrences, and possible horror scenarios in the future that in retrospect never turn out that way. Now let's take a closer look on what happens in the brain. We have three parts: the reptilian brain, the instinctual, the limbic brain, the emotional, and the neocortical brain, the rational. The emotional and instinctual brains, with their neural connections, are called the self-protective system. During our lifetime, the brain builds these strong pathways between its rational, emotional, and instinctual parts. This self-actualization system regulates our instinctual brain impulses, which allows us to set goals, to manage those lower impulses, and to make decisions in the interest of self-care. During this self-actualization process, we become flexible and resilient, adapting and becoming who we are meant to be. Now, the rational brain has to keep in check those impulsive reflexes that we are inevitably confronted with during life's challenges and distractions. When you are under duress, you inevitably fall into a type of tunnel vision. Your rational decision-making becomes impaired as you withdraw into the instinctual fight or flight mode. So are your thoughts primarily focused on the past or the future? Imagine presence as joy. Thoughts are merely imaginations of the mind. Stress often comes from those thoughts focused on bad experience in the past and fear of the future or fear of change. One method of practicing presence, the joy of now, is a gratitude ritual. Gratitude is freedom. What am I grateful for now at this present moment in time? Look for what is beautiful in the experience of the now. Bring your presence in the now to the people, to the relationships you love. Practice your presence. So how do I keep those dancing monkeys in the head in check? One way is how you breathe. A relaxed breath comes from the lower belly area, while a stressed body breathes through the upper chest area. So you could practice breathing through the nose, inhaling and exhaling, counting your inhaling and exhaling breaths, and you will immediately notice that your body will start relaxing. Meditation is known to relax the body on all mind and body levels. Emotional shifting is another method where you replace a negative thought with a positive thought or picture. Accept your current situation for what it is. Make peace with those things you cannot change, those external circumstances that are out of your control. What is the authentic self? Who am I? And more importantly, who am I not? In this session 3, we'll be looking at the sprint and recovery cycle, finding a healthy balance between stressful times and recuperation or leisure time. There's a common misconception that stress is always bad for you. This is not the case. Stress can be a galvanizing force that can help you focus all your mental and physical energies on completing or accomplishing like a certain task, like the pilot steering that plane down to a safe landing, or the opera singer preparing herself just before going on stage to give her performance. But when your body is filled with all those stress hormones like cortisol, you need to find time again to bring those stress hormones back to a normal level, like taking regular breaks, getting enough sleep, and taking part in leisure activities to help you relax. Getting a healthy sleep is key here. You need at least 8 hours of healthy sleep, and I don't mind what some experts are saying, that high performance people need only 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night. This is not true. The average human being, I'm talking about 90% of human beings, need a healthy deep sleep of at least 7 to 8 hours. And here are some easy tips to help you get a healthy sleep. Avoid heavy meals or drinks prior to going to bed. A good tip is not to take heavy meals after 6:30 in the evening if you're going to bed at about 10 p.m. Write down on a piece of paper what's on your mind and leave it for the next day. Include physical activity or exercise in your daily routine. Get some body movement, and avoid screen time like watching the TV or thumbing through your smartphone just before going to bed. You could also read a spiritual text or do a short meditation just before going into bed. What foods you're eating and how much exercise you're getting is key to your mental and physical capability. Should you be feeling low in energy and constantly fatigued, your body could be lacking in vital nutrients such as vitamins, minerals, trace elements, fatty acids, amino acids, and secondary plant substances. There are 5 vital nutrients linked to a poor diet. Magnesium is needed for a healthy stress response. Vitamin C is an essential immune-boosting nutrient, especially during times of high performance and stress situations. Vitamin B5, a nutrient required for energy production, ensuring that the adrenal glands have enough energy to produce those stress hormones. And vitamin B6, which is involved in numerous biochemical pathways in the body, including the modulation of adrenal gland activity and the stress response. Zinc plays an important role in supporting the immune system and modulating the body's stress response. Now, going for a hard workout while under duress is not really the best thing to do, because your body is all tensed up and you do face a high risk of injury. You will also not really be reducing the stress hormone level in your body. Low impact exercises that really do reduce the stress hormones in your body are such exercises as deep walking in nature, doing yoga, qigong or tai chi, meditation exercises, swimming or playing golf. So far we've looked at many individual factors influencing the stress level. Now let's look at some of the external factors like the workplace environment that have a huge influence on stress reaction. There are 5 major workplace requirements. They are the psychosocial requirements such as comprehension, attention, and problem-solving capabilities. There are social needs, leadership and communication skills required, and work execution such as accuracy, endurance, frustration tolerance, and carefulness. Then you need the psychomotor characteristics like the energetic effort, reaction time, and the fine motor system. Also you have a reading, calculating, writing, and speaking skills that might be required. Now let's look at some of the factors that can be adapted or changed at the working place to suit individual needs. There are different working times suiting different individuals. Can they be adapted or changed? Is working remotely from home a possibility? And can I choose when to take my break? Is my team supportive? And does my supervisor or manager give me positive feedback? Because every human being has the need to be seen and to be heard. And what other alternatives do I have in generating an income if my job is no longer fulfilling and depleting most of my energy? There is a deep yearning to find meaning and purpose in life. Do you feel the need to leave a legacy? Do you want to love more, achieve more? Do you feel the need to serve a higher purpose than simply yourself? Have you learned, or do you continue learning something new every day? There are 5 questions you could ask yourself. Is my work congruent with my personal values? How do I feel when I wake up in the morning, when thinking of the day ahead? And does my work give me the freedom to develop all my talents and creativity? Does my work have a positive impact on the world? And am I getting positive reinforcement from colleagues and supervisors? All your dreams, all your aspirations will simply remain a dream, a pipe dream, if you don't take that first step in building a bridge toward achieving your big goals. There is a simple method of making your goal achievable. Make it specific with real numbers and deadlines. Measure it with a tracking progress, attainable with a realistic goal, and relevant to your objective. Make it time-based by when you want it done. Specific is, for instance, naming the goal. For instance, I want to have more energy and creativity. Making it measurable by, I will take the first step in the next 24 hours. And make it attainable by taking a 15-minute walk each day. The first step will actively improve my body metabolism and resilience to stressful thought. And make it time-based by saying to yourself, I will do this for every day for the next 40 days. I want to have more energy and creativity. I will take a time out every 90 minutes for 10 minutes. I will start doing this from tomorrow. This will help me switch off and reboot my mind. I will do this every day for the next 40 days. Life is not just a treadmill. No job or material gain can ever replace your health. Your love and your wisdom will far outlive any material thing you might pass down. And remember, when what you are doing is making you feel joyful and energized and stimulated, you are congruent with your soul destiny. You have the power of choice. You have the power of thought on how you perceive any event from the past or the current circumstances you are finding yourself in. There is not one big cosmic meaning for all. There is only the meaning we each give to our life, an individual meaning, an individual plot, like an individual novel, a book for each person. If you have found this video useful, I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. If you feel the need to dive deeper into this topic, I am offering a mentoring and accountability coaching program. You will find more information on this by going onto my website and contacting me by email. I am offering a free introductory session, and I'm really looking forward to being of service to you and hearing from you.